Hi there, and welcome to the Home Studio Rescue here on YouTube. My name is Chris, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to get your vocals to sit perfectly in your mix. I'm going to be using EQ, compression, a de-esser, and I also have a special trick at the end of the video to get a thicker, beefier, more analog sounding vocal. So before we get into it, I just have to say please like and subscribe. I post videos like this every Monday and Friday, and so here we go. I'm just going to play the track just so you can hear the vocal we're working with.
Change my mind, believe me, I don't wanna think the worst.
And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a 7-band EQ, the stock Pro Tools EQ, and what I'm going to be doing first is I'm going to get this high pass filter right here, and I'm going to be scrolling it back on the vocal until it starts sounding thin, and then I'm going to bring it back. So at any rate, let's do that.
Change my mind, believe me, I don't wanna think the worst. And be just mine, I don't wanna have our love rehearsed. No, I don't care.
So the goal with this is it's really just to clean out this low information in the vocal that we don't need, that if I play it right now and take it out, you really shouldn't miss it. You shouldn't even be able to tell that it's not, that this the low cut has been there.
Change my mind, believe me,
and so I'm also going to, so here I'll do it one more time.
Change my mind, believe me, I don't wanna think the worst.
I think 80 is about where it should be. You could probably get away with 100, but so I'm also going to boost.
Change my mind, believe me, I don't wanna think the worst.
Right where I made the cut.
And be just mine, I don't wanna have our love rehearsed.
Make that about 3 dB, and that's just so you really shouldn't be able to, you won't be missing anything, any of the low end now, and it should actually be a little bit more beefy.
Change my mind, believe me, I don't wanna think the worst.
The other thing with a lot of male vocals, what I do is I will cut somewhere around 200. We'll just kind of hear what's going on.
Change my mind, believe me, I don't wanna think the worst. And be just mine, I don't wanna have our love rehearsed.
That should be cleaning it up a good bit. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this high shelf here, and I'm going to put it, I'm going to boost it about 3 dB. And I'm going to put it at about 10K.
And be just mine, I don't wanna have our love.
So that's just giving it some air.
No, I don't.
I think we'll go about 3. 4 sounded pretty good. There's not really any rules. And so so that's going to be my first move there. I'm going to put the EQ on, and next I'm going to grab a compressor. This just comes free with Pro Tools, and I'm not going to mess with the attack and release. I'm just going to be doing the threshold here, and that it's also over here, and I'm going to be doing adding some gain once it starts compressing. So we'll just put it to the stock setting, and I'm going to be looking for about 3 to 6 dB of gain reduction here. And so with the threshold, this basically tells the compressor when to kick on. Like once the level hits this little the threshold here, that's when it's going to start compressing. So if I have it like all the way up here, this is the signal right here coming in, and so it's not compressing. But as I'm bringing it down, so we're we're getting 3 to 6 dB of gain reduction here. That just means that the volume is being reduced every time the volume of the vocal gets over our set threshold here, this little triangle. The compressor is going to start to do its job. It's going to start compressing. And so I'm going to add some gain just to make up for the volume that's being turned down.
Change my mind. Believe me, I don't wanna think the worst and be just mine.
And so what's nice with this compressor is it has an in and then it has an output. And so I can see, like, it's not the same level. See, it's the input's all the way up there at points and it's coming out down there. So I just need to match what's happening. So
Change my mind. Believe me, I don't wanna think the worst
we want to get that close.
and be just mine.
We don't want to trick ourselves just by having it be louder to think that it's better, because whenever something's louder, we instantly think, oh, it sounds better. So we got 3 to 6 dB of gain reduction going on. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab another compressor. This is called stacking compressors. And, well, I guess I'll also just show you here on the track. So there you can see the vocal. There's little sections where it gets quieter, like here, and sections where it gets louder, like here. And so the compressor, what it does is when the volume of the vocal hits the threshold, like here, it's going to tell the compressor to turn it down, to reduce the gain. And what also happens is these quieter parts, they get compressed to be louder. So it brings down the volume of the peaks and things like that, and it brings up the volume of the stuff that's lower. So before I add this compressor, I'll just show you that.
Change my
No compression.
mind. Believe me, I don't wanna think the worst.
All right, here it is with the compressor.
Change my mind. Believe me, I don't wanna think the.
If we listen to just this with the compressor off,
Believe me, I don't wanna think the worst.
and then if we add the compressor back,
Believe me, I don't wanna think the worst.
so it's leveling things out. It's also adding more presence to the softer parts. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add another Pro Tools compressor, and we're gonna shoot for probably 3 dB of gain reduction here, just kind of lightly tapping it. So
Believe me, I don't wanna think the worst. Believe me,
we'll just start here.
change my mind. Believe me, I don't wanna think the worst and be just mine.
And so we'll play it without this compressor on.
Change my mind. Believe me, I don't wanna think the worst.
Here's with it on.
Change my mind. Believe me, I don't wanna think the worst and be.
Okay, and so I think it's filling it out, without it.
Change my mind.
With it,
Believe me, I don't.
it's just it's helping the vocal to sit on the mix. That's exactly what we're trying to do today. So the next thing I'm going to add is I'm going to grab a de-esser, just the stock Pro Tools de-esser, and so we're going to hear the vocal, and let's see.
Change
So we're kind of picking the place where it's gonna, the EQ, the frequencies, where it's gonna kick on. So we're just trying to get rid of the S's, because when you start compressing stuff, like if you're getting 10 dB of compression or even more, those S's kind of start flying right at your ears, and they can become very unpleasant. And this is something for a long time. When I first started mixing, the first record that I ever mixed for somebody else, I didn't use a de-esser. And when I go listen to it, I definitely regret it now. I can hear that it needed some de-essing. So
my mind.
here we go.
Believe me, I don't wanna think the worst.
So we're just So we're just trying to kind of tame some of those S's. And we'll just put it back to the start.
Change my mind. Believe me, I don't wanna think the worst.
And so I think that sounded pretty good. The next thing we'll do after that is just add one more EQ. And
Change my mind. Believe me, I don't wanna think the
we're just trying to add some air.
and be just mine. I don't wanna have our love rehearsed. No, I don't care.
We also want to make sure that we aren't just adding volume.
I wanna be in it for the work.
And so the next thing I'm going to do, this is the trick at the end of the video. I'm just going to grab a Lofi plugin, and what I'm going to do, so I'll just explain this real quick. The distortion here, it's kind of a high end, or it's almost a treble. It adds highs, basically, saturates the highs. The saturation, it does more of the lows. It's just more of a thickening thing. And there's some other, you can also roll off the high end as well with the sample rate. And you can add it back with this one. It's starting to get more bit crushed. But I'm not using it like that today. I'm just going to add some saturation. And then I'm going to blend it in with the original vocal.
And be just mine. I don't wanna have our love rehearsed. No, I don't care what the cost is or who needs repair. I wanna be in it for the worst, the best, the poor, the rest, or whatever the mess.
And so that's it. That's the trick right there. I think if you listen carefully, if you're in headphones or in your monitors in your home studio, if I take this out, it just kind of loses some body, some thickness. This is kind of it just adds an analog feel, like maybe a tube or something like that. Just gives it some beef.
I don't care what the cost.
And so that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what compressors you guys like to use on vocals. Do you like to stack vocals? Do you like to use parallel compression? That's one of the things I do as well. Do you add distortion like I just did to the vocals to kind of beef them up a little bit? There's a lot of tricks you can do with the vocals, and it's always fun to just kind of experiment with it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next one.